ambitious. You had guts, not a dry eye. Some parts of you kicks in the nuts, but you kick butt. Got myself dinner, and right as I was like, oh, maybe I'll have it ready by like 5 minutes before, right? I'll have it here in like 10, 20 minutes. Yeah. I am terrible with timing. I am absolutely terrible with timing. So I'll be plicking away at this. Yeah. Hey, it's Andre Black Nerd. I recognize him.
Welcome to Square Enix Live. At this time, please remember to silence your cell phones and avoid any flash photography. Thank you. The show will begin shortly.
I mean to silence my cell phone. So, predictions for Square Enix. I'm expecting Avengers. We're gonna see Final Fantasy, whatever. I don't really care about Final Fantasy, admittedly. Just not my... Just... Okay. I'll stick to the best Final Fantasy. Thank you very much. Final Fantasy 13. Best Final Fantasy is actually 6. I know. We tend to forget a lot about 6 nowadays. 6 is the best one. But now I know people are excited for the 7 remake. Personally, I have little hope in it because it went through development hell. I mean, it'll probably be good, but I'm not putting any faith into it until we see it at until we actually like see people play it. Right? Like until we've seen until people until March 3rd when it's released and people have it in their hands and whatnot. Then I'll say whether it's good or then I'll admit it's good, but until that point, I am very skeptical. I'm excited to see Avengers. There's one other big Is Squeenix Shin Megami Tensei or... No, that's Atlas. That's Atlas. Something Switch related. I think they do Bravely Default, so Bravely Default, Bravely Second, new Octopath thingy. Something like that would be cool. Because Octopath was... Oh, God, was that... No, Octopath was only last year. Even just a port of Bravely Default and Bravely Second to Switch. Final Fantasy VI remade using the Bravely Default engine would be amazing. Or, I mean, the Octopath Traveler engine. What else? There was one other big thing that I wanted, but I don't remember what it was. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but there was one other big thing I wanted. Remake. Oh my god. It's surprising that they're doing an actual, live show. My hope was just for, a video. Because, I'm gonna be honest, I like the video. I know Devolver Digital's made fun of it yesterday, but I think the videos, actually really work. I'm assuming this is the trailer we got yesterday, though, at the whatever. Also, it's what liberties will they take in the remake? Will they do the cross-dressing scene, right? It's technically part of the game, but will they omit it just because... whatnot? It's a genuine question. I forgot to get more. Shit. Oh, I don't have any water. No! No, I forgot.
Please welcome Yoshinori Kitase, producer, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
If we're gonna get any like weird things at E3 this year, like those fail montages, it's gonna come from Square Enix's conference. Because we know Nintendo's not doing one, and Microsoft, besides for the Gears of War thing, it wasn't too bad. So if we're gonna get like a demo failure tonight, it's coming from here. That's just what I'm just saying that, because I mean, Ubisoft is tightly choreographed enough that they don't really screw up.
To our longtime fans, we thank you for your support and patience over these years, and we look forward to embarking on this journey together.
FF7 をリメイクするにあたって、ファイナルファンタジー7の世界観やキャラクターたちをより深く今回は描いております。ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクプロジェクトの最初の作品となる本作では、ミッドガルのストーリーを広大にかつ緻密に語っております。またゲームデザインも今作用に最適化しておりまして、ブルーレイ2枚組相当のボリュームを見込んでおります。一本の独立したゲームとして十分期待に応える作品になっております。
Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world and its characters than ever before. The game design was optimized for this title as well, and we anticipate 2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content.
I mean, wasn't the original...
And this project expands on the story of Midgar and is such an elaborate retelling that it has become a solid standalone game in its own right.
So they're doing it... So we knew they were doing it in multiple, like, episodic things. But they're going to do it in 2 parts, that it sounds like. First part is what we're getting right here. And second part is...
content we are about to unveil today. And
probably the rest of the game.
Have yet to unveil, we will not disappoint your expectations.
We'll see about that.
Your reunion with the Final Fantasy VII you know is near.
I don't know. I just... The idea... The Final Fantasy VII people have built up in their heads. Because if you go back and play it, it's very flawed. But to, like, people who do remember playing it and, like, love it, it's not what you remember. It's like going back and playing Ocarina or 64 or basically everything from that era, where you remember it so fondly in your head, but then you go back and play it. Same thing goes for the NES era as well. You remember things from the NES and N64 era so well, but then you go back and play it and it's not as good. And I mean, technically you can say that about anything, but it's... Right. But, so, I don't know. I don't know about my hope for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I want it to be good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want this to fail. I've never... And I'm just talking in general here. I've actually never played Final Fantasy VII. Which is probably why I say 6 is my favorite, because I've never played 7, but we'll see about that. But I am... No, I don't have that much hope for it. I want it to be good, though. I hope it's good. I hope people get the Final Fantasy VII Remake they really want.
2 ATB bars are displayed in the lower right. These fill up slowly over time, but fill much faster as Cloud lands standard attacks.
I don't know, I think the closest people will get to the Cloud they remember in modern gaming is Cloud in Smash Bros.
Where time slows to a crawl, and you have the opportunity to choose actions from the command menu. Katase-san, I've had the pleasure of seeing quite a bit of the game, but tactical mode never gets old for me. I could just sit here all day long and watch this beautiful slow motion action.
I mean, it looks nice.
I think the audience would like to see more. Isn't that right, everyone?
Fair enough. Good point, good point.
Yeah?
Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities, such as Cloud's Braver attack. Using an item in battle will deplete an ATB charge, and if Cloud has the right materia equipped and enough MP, he can use ATB charges to cast spells. Of course, this being a remake, we're sure to see some familiar faces.
Okay.
Use of his iconic gun arm, Barrett is able to target enemies at a distance. Barrett's standard attacks generate ATB charges similar to Cloud, but his abilities are entirely different. Switching between characters in combat is done with a single button press, which makes rotating through party members a snap. Speaking of other party members, Katase-san, when are we going to see Tifa in action?
The one everybody cares about. And for the reasons you think.
All right. Characters will continue to fight even when you're not controlling them directly, but it's up to you to choose how and when ATB.
I completely missed his
You
answer.
can maximize your effectiveness by switching between characters or issuing commands to characters with full ATB bars. Every enemy has a focus gauge that fills up as you do damage. When the gauge is full, the enemy becomes staggered, and you'll deal bonus damage. Tactical mode evokes the command selections from the original Final Fantasy VII.
See, and I know there are some people who have like never played Final Fantasy VII that are happy with this because they hate turn-based combat,
Fast-paced action,
which
abilities and spells,
technically I do as well. I kind of hate turn-based combat, but I also do like it. Like it's complicated, man.
Right, Katase-san?
そうですね、プレイスタイルに合わせて楽しめるゲームになっておりますので、ぜひご期待ください。
That's right. The game has been made so that you can choose how to play. I hope players get excited about this.
Well, that's a brief introduction to combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we look forward to showing you a whole lot more in the coming months. For now, let's see how Cloud and Barret do against a more formidable foe.
You double-crossing! Heads up. What in the hell? Hey, how the hell do we fight this thing?
Got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
No other option, huh? Shit. Should I be worried?
It's on you.
Guess it's my turn.
I'm waiting.
Ain't gonna get away. Oh yeah! Time for some hardcore payback.
Going all out.
I mean, yeah, it looks fine. And again, I don't know enough about like Final Fantasy VII to judge it on all the other aspects. Is Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation Classic? I don't remember. I know it's on Switch now, which is a great excuse to play it. So is this remake, but I don't actually know if I like will. Like I really should, but motivation's hard, you know. Especially when I've got Xenoblade 2 to do. God.
Bingo. Focus on that core. Take him down. Damn it. Need to heal up soon. Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit by that laser.
What do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
Fuck all this!
Strike now before it fires again.
See, yeah, this is like a very like the boss fight is very cinematic, and it makes me is like every boss gonna be like this, or is this just this one that they're specifically doing to like show off here? I mean, it's a fair question.
Find cover and hunker down.
All my lettuce is falling out the back of my sandwich.
Not a repair kit. Damn it. We gotta take it out quicker with
There's the thing I know. There's the one thing I know from Smash Bros.
You hear that? Damn thing showed you how it's done. Come on, we got it.
And now they're trapped in the reactor, and stuff happens, and I know a little bit. At least I can pretend to.
Please welcome Tetsuya Nomura, director, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Thank you for joining us, Nomura-san. It is an absolute honor to have you here. Katase-san, how do you feel working with Nomura-san once again on Final Fantasy VII Remake?
はい、彼とはですね、原作の FF7 以降、まあ、何作もね、一緒にね、その後も仕事はしてるんですけども、まあ、今作にね、再びね、ディレクション、キャラクターデザイナー、そしてね、ストーリーとね、がっつり組むのはまた久しぶりなのでね、22年前と全く変わらない熱量でね、今作でも取り組んでいる姿を見てね、私も正直ね、喜んでいます。
Since the original Final Fantasy VII, I've worked with him on many titles, but it has been a while since we've actually had him work so heavily on a project like this, from the direction to character design to the story. And I'm really happy to see him working on this title with the same passion that he had 22 years ago.
はい、
野村さん、コメントどうぞ。
はい、今まで結構長い間お待たせしましたが、ずっと応援してくださっているファンの皆様、本当にありがとうございました。そしてですね、皆さん今日初めて、プレイ画面を結構長めに見たと思いますが、おそらく想像してたものとは少し違ったんじゃないかなと、思っております。
So first and foremost, we wanted to extend our gratitude to those who have been waiting so patiently and have been supporting us for such a long time until now. And also, we've taken a look at gameplay right now, and we've barely showed you a good.
Was the Final Fantasy remake announced in 2014?
そういうわけなので、皆さんぜひ。
And it's not coming out until 6 years later? I mean, I still think that's better than what was Kingdom Hearts 3 was.
触ってみたいですかね。
I mean, everything beats Last Guardian, but or Duke Nukem, but
Actually play the game?
they're gonna have a demo on this show floor, or
ということでですね、明日から開催されます E3 のですね、スクエアエニックスブースの方で、
yeah, they're gonna have an actual like gameplay demo at the Square Enix booth.
ぜひ機会のある方は、触れてみてく
It'd
ださい。
be crazy if they actually like released a demo on
Kiosks available at the Square Enix E3 booth. So I hope you have the
on
opportunity.
PSN. That would have been crazy. Maybe closer to release.
はい。それではですね、最後に、皆さんにご覧いただきたいものがありますので、ぜひ、昨日はですね、コンサートの方でショート版のトレーラーを、公開しましたけども、今日はロング版をご用意してますので、ぜひご覧ください。
So finally, there is something that we wanted to show you. Yesterday we showed you a short version of a trailer at the Final Fantasy VII concert. Today we have a longer version.
Cool. That's
それ
cool.
ではお願いします。
All right, please take a look.
sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
You can have it for saving my life. You think he's a keeper?
Oh my god. Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
Help me!
There she is. It was just, it's the thing that I've been seeing all over, like, Twitter and whatnot, is where's Tifa?
I heard you're having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference. But not like this. I feel trapped. My turn.
Get going. Tifa.
Got you now!
You're not real.
There it is.
Clown, I have a favor to ask of you. Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
You bastard! Yeah!
Hold on to that hatred.
I'm still skeptical, but I'm interested. I'm interested. Still skeptical, but interested. We'll see. We'll see. Yep. Oh, Life is Strange. I forget Square. There's tons of games that I forget Square Enix does. Life is Strange, Just Cause. I always forget it's. I always think it's Avalanche, and I forget Square Enix.
I know what happened with you guys in Seattle.
I have no idea how the. I heard a lot. I own the first Life is Strange. I've heard. I know a lot of people were talking about that. I've heard a way less about the second one.
Ready when you are, young master.
So excited.
Oh, and they also did Captain Spirit as well, which I don't remember anything about.
Time to hit the road.
It'll be fine, Daniel. As long as we're together.
I want to see what his power can do.
Come on, Daniel. You got this.
Starting to be able to control his powers.
Oh no.
No, I shouldn't do this.
Stop it, you crazy?
On the ground, now. Whoa. Oh my god.
I miss Dad.
I'm so sorry, Daniel. I'm really glad I got to meet you.
It's the same for me.
Bro hug.
What a nice dude, man.
It's interesting to use streamers to sell this game. Or, well, Let's Players and streamers and all that. That's really interesting, because the game is... I mean, I get why they're doing it, because it's a game, it's like an experience for people, and one of the best ways to do it is to show it, but when I think of, like, Let's Players and whatnot, I think of it like a whole different atmosphere, even though I do get why it's, like, the idea that, hey, you may play it and do these things, somebody else may do it and do, like, different things.
Not yours. What the? No, that's the ending, isn't it?
This game is awesome.
Okay, but we're gonna find out more. There's like another... As far as I know, they had only released like 2, maybe 3 chapters. That was basically just an advert right there.
From ages long ago, miasma has blanketed the world. Crystals keep the deadly miasma in check. The crystal's power is not eternal. These are the chronicles
Crystal Crisis? That's cool. Oh, Crystal Chronicles.
If we had no crystals, miasma would consume us all, correct?
From what I know, this was GameCube multiplayer, and it's like super popular, and people were so happy, and it's coming to Switch.
Caravan with friends wherever they may be. Keep the adventure close at hand. The journey now unfolds on smartphones. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. This winter, embark on a new journey once more.
Again, I hear it's great. People always talk about how good it is. It's already out on PC. Did it come out today on PC, or did it come out a while ago on PC? I almost bought it. But again, like I always say, I've got Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that I still haven't beat. I can't pick up a new RPG when I still have that one. Plus, I also don't even... Like I said, I don't know if I actually like RPGs or not. I always say I do, but then, like, I do... Well, I used to say I do. And then 2017, like December-ish, I was finally like, you know, maybe I don't like RPGs. Still keep buying them, though. Okay, I bought one RPG since December 2017. I have no idea what this is. The Last Remnant Remastered. I have no idea what that is. Oh, shit. Okay, that's kind of cool. No idea what The Last Remnant is. So, that means that means very little to me. I'm assuming if they started off with Final Fantasy, they're going to end with Avengers. That's, like, the most sensible move. Dragon Quest Builders 2. I've heard good things about the first one. I do want to play the first one. It's on Switch. It's just, God, I'm really lazy when it comes, there are so many games coming out this month. But I heard the first one was good, and yeah, I bet the second one will probably be good as well.
With the help of your spirited and mysterious companion, Malroth, it is
is up to you to doff your mallet and club, unravel the riddles of this land, and defeat the hateful children of Harkon. Travel the diverse islands and discover your true potential as a master builder. There is a land of adventure with many islands offering unlimited building combinations. You will have to master new crafting skills on each island, with more to do and even more to create. Everything in Dragon Quest Builders 2 is much, much bigger! Build huge structures in a larger world with more variety and options than ever before, and with a little help from the eager islanders. The world is humongous, and you'll need your wits about you to get around. Run across open fields and explore.
Some coal, redstone, I'm waiting to see iron and diamonds. I have heard that for people who like don't like Minecraft, but like some of the ideas, this is actually like a good game for them because you have like end goals and objectives, whereas in like Minecraft, it's you make your own.
But beware, monsters roam this land and will need to be dispatched with cunning composure. Luckily, accompanying you on your quest.
Do we have a release date for this? I feel like we do.
Amnesiac with a fondness for fighting foes. Use powerful attacks on the battlefield to take down monstrous beasts. Work together with your villagers to till soil, plant seeds, and raise a multitude of crops. Be sure to customize the way you build your fields to support the kind of crops you're growing. Harvest anything from the humble cabbage.
I'll stick to Stardew Valley.
Tasty tomatoes. Big projects require big help. You and 3 friends.
And to think we're gonna see a Dragon Quest character at Nintendo's E3 Direct tomorrow. That's crazy, man.
The only limit is your imagination. So
Gonna be a slime. I actually, you know, well, the Dragon Quest character is the hero from Dragon Quest. Which I don't really care for. I wish it was the slime. Matthew Toronto, Bitfinity, Brawl in the Family, did a video about like a slime moveset, and it's really good. Like, I do wish it was the slime, but no, it's just the generic hero. July, yeah, God, that's right around the corner. Isn't it also coming to PS or to Switch? I want to say it's also coming to a Switch as well, at some point. Final Fantasy 11 on Switch. Or not, did I say final? What did I just say? I just had a brain fart. Dragon Quest 11. Did I say Final Fantasy 7? I meant Dragon Quest 11. I'll stand by it. I still like Dragon Quest 9. Dragon Quest 9 is one of the few JRPGs I really like. But I don't know. I don't think I'll pick this up. Well, and I might like the rest of the Dragon Quest series, because the only Dragon Quest I've ever played is 9. And I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'll enjoy the other ones. Echoes of an Elusive Age. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I still have an entire half a sandwich. Oh, my Rapper's cup. Oh, some indie stuff. Geo, never heard of it. The Turing test I have heard of. Lack the Fall, never heard of. Children of Zodiarcs, never heard of. Tokyo Dark, nope. Nope. Oh my, no. 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 Forgotten. No. So, one, I've heard of the Turing test. Do they really only have one coming out this year? That's kind of sad.
Hello everyone, this is Carolina.
Alberto, I'm Carlos Mastreta.
And it's going to be a racing game?
We're a family of motorsport fans from Mexico, and we're the founders of Original Fire Games.
Over the last few decades, we have seen a fascinating evolution in racing games. And nowadays, you can drive almost any type of car on amazing recreations of the best tracks in the world.
However, we believe it's time to try something different. We want to do
Okay, I'm curious.
that pioneered racing games decades
Can you do something different?
Top-down racing with a classic, sharp arcade look and tactile driving.
Oh, okay, that's maybe it's an indie game, so maybe my expectations were a little too high for like 10 seconds.
and show a sneak preview of our game, which Square Enix Collective will publish in 2020.
Join us for the ride and see you again soon.
I mean, it reminds me of slot car racing. Is that what it's called? Slot car racing? The ones where you have the tracks, what is that? I actually had one of them. Where you have the track and they're like electric and you pull the thing and they drive. And they always go off. It is coming to Switch.
Battalion 1944 recaptures the core of classic competitive first-person shooters.
Nah, I don't. When I the only first-person shooters I like are all single player, and if they do have a multiplayer element, I mostly like the single player. Well, again, the one exception is Splatoon, because like Call of Duty 4, I'll stand by as a good game. It's a great game actually, but I love it for the single player. So, but this does kind of remind me of one of the older Call of Duties, World at War, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. It does remind me of some of the older ones. Probably mostly World at War, but this is a World War II game. It reminds me of, what's it called, like, when, like, they tried to relaunch, the original World of Warcraft, and, not the World of Warcraft remaster that, like, just came out, or is about to come out, but, like, when the fans were running classic Warcraft servers, that then, they were given, that then Activision Blizzard gave them a cease and desist. Right, you remember that? There was a whole cease and desist for these, like, fan-made Warcraft servers. And then, and they did it, they gave them cease and desist because then Warcraft was doing their own Warcraft remastered. Square Enix music. I mean, I know they have some good soundtracks. They're just, like, what are they, making their own, spoofy? I mean, I'll admit, it's not a bad idea. Oh, so they're just adding, like, so it's going to be, like, on spoofy in Apple Music. Just got a whole lot easier. That's actually there. Yeah. Okay. So it's on. See, I only know Spoofy in the Apple one. That's. I guess that's fine. I know there is a big problem with like getting video game music on like video, like right. So getting video game music online or whatever. I don't know what this is. Well, I know it's Kingdom Hearts, but I was like, is this the DLC? Is this something different? This is the DLC, isn't it? Reminded? Is that what it's called? I want to say it's called Reminded. I feel like it's called Reminded anyways. It's weird that they're not talking, though, and instead just using these, like... Right, just using text, like... I mean, it's fine, but... That's a weird... Kingdom Hearts has some of the weirdest trailers. I think of the ones last year, where it was, like, they had cut out the... It was just the music playing... And the, Final Fantasy 14, where it was the, it was music and it was something else, but there was no, sound effects. It was just so weird.
Hi guys, my name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy 14.
I mean, I know Final Fantasy XIV had a bad launch, but they eventually fixed it. I'm going back to my sandwich.
To show off Shadowbringers Final Fantasy XIV's third expansion pack, which is releasing on July the 2nd.
Oh, that's right around the corner. Yeah, not a bad sandwich. That's Jersey Mike's for you, though. Hashtag not sponsored.
It's
been 6 years since the release of A Realm Reborn in 2013, and over the years we have surpassed 16 million total registered users. Plus, we have reached the highest number of active subscribers in history, in its history, before the launch of Shadowbringers. This is all thanks to our players, our warriors of light.
Like I said during, I want to say, Microsoft's show, I just don't have time. Maybe it was Bethesda's show. Maybe it was Bethesda's show. Actually, I don't remember. It was one of them. I said that I don't have time for like a World of Warcraft, right? An open world JRPG, whatever it's called, whatever you call them. They have an MMORPG. That's what right? Massive, yeah, MMORPG. I don't have time for one of those. I don't have time. This, ESO, other ones, Warcraft. Just, I don't have time. Don't care for him.
Two new jobs, the Gunbreaker and the Dancer, as well as two new playable races, the Frothgar and the Viera.
I still have my blue Dr. Pepper, but I'm not. I really should go look for more. Maybe I'll do that after this. Maybe I'll go look and see if I can find some more of these, because I won't. Because these are actually surprisingly good.
That's the latest installment in the Final Fantasy franchise for our fans to enjoy. At least until 2020 March 3rd, when Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out.
それではいよいよ7月2日、ローンチとなりますが、この場で世界初公開となるその漆黒のヴィランズのローンチトレーラーをご覧いただこうと思います。
We are pleased to bring a world premiere of the launch trailer for Shadowbringers releasing.
Why is it that like sandwich shop lettuce is like so good? Like when I buy lettuce, it just doesn't taste the same as like sandwich shop lettuce. Like I'll go to Dion's, and Dion's, well, sandwiches aren't my first go-to. Dion's has good sandwiches, man. Normally I do a pizza there, but Dion's is a pizza sub place for those who don't know. Top notch. I'm actually tired of them. I've been doing them my entire life, and I need a break from at least a year or so. Everything the light touches was our kingdom, and now it's fallen to darkness.
That's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were
Then they became nobodies. Or heartless, or something like that. God, and to think I was once a Kingdom Hearts fan. And then I played the second game, and... Nah, I'll stand by. I do like the first game. The first Kingdom Hearts is good, but I haven't played a single one since then. Well, excluding the second one. Which I know some people will argue is better, and they're probably right. Never beat the second one. I've just played it.
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether.
I wonder how long Squeenix's show's going. We're a little over 40 minutes in, and it hasn't felt 40 minutes. I'll give them that. Like, Microsoft's show felt its length. Ubisoft, I started to feel it during the end. Bethesda's really didn't. And this one really hasn't as well.
Everything we did, everything we gave, what was it for?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you.
Through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard, but it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Heidelin are not gods.
But they are gods after a fashion, yes. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
Does that mean something? Is that like a reference to like a different Final Fantasy or something? Because the thing before the gods, as far as I'm concerned, is the Titans. That comes from both the Godzilla movies and Greek mythology. A zombie thing? What zombie game does Squeenix have? Unless this is something brand new. Well, my first thought is... What is it? Dying Light? But that's not Squeenix. Is it? Because the architecture kind of looks like the architecture I was seeing in Dying Light. And the parkour and whatnot. But I didn't think that was Squeenix. Is that Squeenix? Yeah, I know, Dying Light 2. We just saw that at Microsoft show. I didn't think that was Squeenix. I thought that was somebody else. That's, not... Yeah, well, Techland, duh, but I didn't think Squeenix was doing it. I thought that was somebody else. Is this it? Is this what I've been waiting for? Nope. I have no idea what that is. Is the Secret of Mana collection, is that a thing that we might see here, or is that a thing we're waiting until Nintendo's thing for? Part of this looks like one of the classic Final Fantasies. Part of this looks like something completely, like, new. Like, it looks more recent than that. Yeah, I have no idea what either of these things are. Yeah, like, isn't there a Secret of Mana collection we want to come out in the West? Because it has Secret Mana of 3 or something like that that's never been out in the West before, like it'll be the first time? Isn't that like a big deal, or I'm thinking of the right thing, right? So one... Okay, okay. My webcam is right there, which is actually kind of like right next to the PC. So we've only got a few things left, probably.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Enjoyed by fans the world over, has surpassed 39 million.
Is that a mobile game?
Now, Square Enix
it's a mobile game.
The international reveal of a new title born from the FFBE universe.
Who cares?
War of the Visions. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. These
Who
two
cares?
titles, FFBE and War of the Visions, will be the pillars of the growing world of Lapis.
It's called Lapis? One takes place in the world of Lapis. The other one takes place in the world of Lazuli.
Lapis. A tiny spark here ignites the flames that would embroil the entire continent in conflict. A conflict later spoken of as the War of the Visions. Leonis, ruled by the Red Lion Monarch, possesses the power of visions as well as twin princes.
I know I mentioned lettuce as something I can't get right in sandwiches. Same thing with bread. I need to learn to make my own bread. Because no bread I find is as ever good as one I can get. And I know good tasting bread means it's not as good for you, and bread isn't good for you in general, but you know what I mean.
Weset, the great Eastern Kingdom, over which reigns its icy despot. Crystal Sanctum, a religious city-state with believers throughout Ardra, founded by one who claims to be God. Each burdened with its own dignity, thus is the curtain drawn on a struggle in which the fate of nations rests. All is for one's homeland. War of the Vision.
So wait, is that a
Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius.
is that a mobile game or not?
Now in development.
It said for smartphones, I think, at the bottom, so I guess it's a mobile game? Gears of War, Judgment, and Bulletstorm. Don't care about either of those games. Yeah, no, Bulletstorm is the one that people don't really care about, right? Or am I thinking of, something else? I feel like I'm thinking about Bulletstorm. I don't remember. I don't know. I know there's something I'm thinking of that I'm clearly forgetting. I thought it was fantasy, but now there's aliens. Outriders? Okay. New IP is the lifeblood of the industry, yada yada yada. Okay, whatever.
Please welcome Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio head. People Can Fly.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio head of People Can Fly, the studio behind Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment. Yeah, any Bulletstorm fans in the house? All right.
It has, like, a few people.
Great to be here, and it feels amazing to be able to finally announce Outriders. I'd like to thank
And I'm out.
People Can Fly. You guys are amazing, and I know that some of you are watching this live, even though it's
Oh god, that's
4 in the
heavy.
morning in Poland. So make a noise for them, please.
My Guardian Amiibo does sit in a cup all day. And it's not even a normal cup. It's a cup of change.
Over the past few years, People Can Fly has grown to
This is my change cup. I have a change cup.
and 4 studios.
And that's where I put my Guardian Amiibo. Because actually where my camera is right now is usually where I keep my Amiibo. I kind of reorganized everything for E3. And, the Guardian Amiibo, however, stays in the change cup. The Amiibos are down here. God, that's heavy.
So thanks a lot. More on Outriders this winter. Thank you.
I wanted to make the joke. Whatever. Show me Avengers. So close.
Shooters are in our DNA. It's our passion. And it's what we do. Outriders draws on all our experience from all our previous titles. It's a game we wanted to make for a very long time. We describe Outriders as a dark, modern shooter built with traditional values.
What does that mean?
Creating an experience with a strong story.
I mean, it reminds me of a shooter. It kind of... God, I hate to say this, but it reminds me of another Destiny or another Anthem. Because it's like, it's a shooter, but it's got like fantasy elements or alien elements or... There's something else there. I describe it as, it looks alien, right? That looks alien to me, but that's... I mean, unless you're traveling to space or you're on an alien planet or whatnot. Or those aren't even humans, those are like HOMs. It's... There's been a lot of 3-player games this year.
And journey across the hostile planet of Enoch in search of the source of a mysterious signal.
Yeah, no, it's basically Squeenix and People Can Fly's take on Destiny or whatnot. I mean, I know I didn't like Destiny. I didn't like Destiny 2, and I didn't like it. And I hated Anthem. But so I have no faith in this. What can I say? Are we here yet? We're so close. We're so close. It's gonna be the last announcement.
Reincarnation is the foundation
It's another JRPG.
of life. We celebrate the lives we've been given and offer up prayers for the next. It is
I mean, it's Squeenix. This is what they're known for, so at least they know, right? They know what their wheelhouse or whatever.
There is no greater affront to reincarnation. So we turn our grief to joy as we send off the dead.
You know, we're in this weird place with JRPGs and whatnot, where they clearly want to be anime, but the technology's not there enough to make them really look like anime. Or they're trying to still look like video games or something. Because we have, like, those Dragon Ball games look perfectly replicated. Does the Kill game do it? I think the Kill game does it. But, like, we're in this weird, like, art style, and this applies to, like, tons of them. I'd argue, like, even the current Fire Emblem games it definitely applies to. But yeah, we're like, they want them to be anime, but they've not taken the leap and followed through, right?
It's the story of one watcher.
Why does this look familiar? This looks familiar, but I don't know. Was this shown off at E3 last year? Onanaki. Yeah, no, I think we saw this at E3 last year. Oh, that's right around the corner. Neat. Yeah, no, I think we saw that at E3 last year. It looks familiar. To the fans who have been waiting, at long last, Final Fantasy is that 8? That's 8, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, because they put 9, 10, and what? 7, 9, and 10 on Switch. But a lot of people have been wanting 8. Like, that was the one they skipped out on? Or did they skip? They skipped out on 8, right? And it was like, no love for 8. There are some Final Fantasy games I know nothing about. 2, 4, 8, 9, 11, and 12. I know nothing about those Final Fantasy games. It looks like this is the one with the Gunblade, though, so... Okay, maybe I guess I know that about 8. And when I say I know nothing about them, this is maybe the first... Besides for, like, a picture of the Gunblade, this is the first, like, footage or whatnot I've actually seen of Final Fantasy VIII. I've never seen, like, footage or anything. And, well, and I guess... I don't know if I'd count that outside of trailers. Cool, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if I'd count... I guess I don't count trailers. Like, I've never seen somebody play Final Fantasy 8, 9, 11, 12, or whatever. Is this it? This is it, isn't it? God, yes. Here we go. Here we go. Please be good. Crystal Dynamics, yeah.
Thor, Tony, check it out. At once. Try to keep up. This just got a whole lot more interesting. Let's make this quick. Secure the bridge. Those weapons can't get in this. How do you set them up? Files up and down.
Thor, what's your status?
There are humans trapped. Not a small angry man with a gun. Is that a joke? Did Thor make a joke? Cap, they got pulsar tanks.
Tony, Thor, the cables! Cap, what's going on over there?
What villain are they gonna bring in for this?
No, stay on task. There's still civilians on this bridge.
This isn't coming until next year, is it? God, it's cool though.
Some say they were set up. Others call them murderers.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Well, we all lost something that day. But that's not how this story ends.
God, am I excited for this. Ah, yes.
What are we waiting for?
Please welcome Sean Eskai, Creative Director, Crystal Dynamics, and Bill Roseman, Vice President and Creative Director, Marvel Games.
Because, yeah, we've been hearing about this for... Feels like... I know last year, definitely, but... Feels like years at this point, and... An Avengers game just makes so much sense, and... I mean, I know there's been some in the past, but... Like, doing one on, like, modern... Like, with, like, a larger scale, and... Especially after Spider-Man was so good.
A few years ago, Crystal Dynamics and Marvel began collaborating on an original Avengers game. One that combined epic action-adventure with cinematic...
I'd love if it comes out this year. I don't think it's going to. But it'd be so cool if it did.
Single player and co-op. What it's like to be Earth's mightiest heroes.
what it's like to... It's like playing as Batman. It's like playing as Spider-Man. It makes you feel like Batman.
Favorite superheroes and villains, but you'll also see that they're unique to this game, as this is Crystal's interpretation of these iconic characters.
Our story begins at A-Day, as San Francisco celebrates the opening of the Avengers West Coast headquarters, and the team's custom helicarrier,
outfitted with a strange experimental energy source. However, the day turns deadly when an attempt to steal this new technology results in massive destruction. Blamed for the tragedy, the Avengers are outlawed and our heroes disband.
Oh god, is it a post-Civil War style thing where stupid things happen to superheroes?
And our only hope is to reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes. You'll play as your favorite Avengers in an all-new original story, showcasing authentic Marvel heroism.
I hope it's not just those 5.
About losing what
I would love to see, like, You know how, like, Scribblenauts came out and it had, like, references to everything from the DC universe? I'd love this to have references to, like, everything from the Marvel universe. I mean, maybe leave out the cosmic stuff, because cosmic stuff is pretty confusing. But other than that...
Most importantly, this is a story about self-acceptance in the face of adversity. About embracing our individual powers and learning that together we are mighty.
You'll lead the team as the legendary super soldier, Captain America.
But Captain America died.
The lightning as the Asgardian god of thunder, Thor.
Captain America died. So, are you the new Captain America, or was he time traveled? Because, I mean, time travel is very common in the comics, and someone getting hit by Super Ray and time traveling 5 years into the future is not... Where's Hawkeye? Where's Hawkeye? He's my favorite one. He's my favorite one. Oh my god. God, I want to go see Endgame again.
To bring this incredible story to life, we've assembled an all-star cast. I'll let them introduce themselves.
So, here we are. Avengers assembled. Who are you people again?
Hi, I'm Troy Baker, and I play Bruce Banner. Hi, I'm Jeff Shine, and I play Captain America.
Hi, I'm Travis Willingham, and I play Thor.
Hi, I'm Laura Bailey, and I'm playing Black Widow.
Hi, I'm Nolan North, and I play Tony Stark. There's certain characters...
Okay, I've heard of 2 to 3 of those.
...talked into.
Yeah.
You know, so we'd like to have you play Tony Stark Iron Man. Yeah, yes. You know, everybody always portrays him as this super confident character. I think it's a mask for him. I think he's one of the most vulnerable guys.
I think Bruce is just such a cool character. A lot of people are really quick to bring out the big green, but I think that Bruce is a super complex character. He's fun, and I've never played him before.
What is very relatable about Natasha is she's extremely capable, but she's at the core, she's human. She's surrounded by all of this larger-than-life stuff, and she has to step up to it.
That's why I like Hawkeye in Age of Ultron, because that's basically what he says in that movie. Age of Ultron, underrated movie. It's one of Marvel's best, and people don't treat it like such. It's so disappointing. It's so good, and nobody talks about it like that.
Necessarily want to be, but they're right for the job.
Having an original story to tell as well, what they've done at Crystal Dynamics is great, so I think everybody's going to be pretty stoked.
The Avengers are at their best when they are all together, but the chemistry is... do not shake.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Can't wait for you to be able to play the game, but right now, you don't have to wait for some exclusive content.
Okay.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Did you even check the science?
It was a heist, Bruce.
No.
We were outsmarted.
The Terrigen reactor was unstable.
Wait a second. Okay, Terrigen, that's the mist that makes is it not the Inhuman? Is it the Inhumans that are created by Terrigen mist? That's a thing, right? I know enough about Marvel to know that. Because that's what creates, is it Miss Marvel? The current one. Not Captain Marvel, but Miss Marvel.
And Megan Marie, Senior Community and Social Media Manager, Crystal Dynamics.
Ugh, my back.
You've just seen a high-level view of the cinematic and character-driven campaign of Marvel's Avengers. But launch is only the beginning.
I'm hoping it is more, like, it could be like an online multiplayer game or something stupid like that. I hope it is more of, like, a single-player game, like Spider-Man. My hope is it's less MMORPG and more Spider-Man. I know I just said I didn't want multiplayer, but I want a big single player. I want to be able to play it single player.
Growing roster of heroes and defend the Earth from ever-escalating threats. Oh yeah.
We're not seeing this until next year. I'd love it this year. Oh my gosh. In November, that'd be so cool.
That every new superhero and every new region will be delivered at no additional cost.
Okay, cool. Cool. Square Enix is one of the few developers that's not doing the microtransaction-y bullshit that we're seeing from our EAs, our Activision, Blizzards, whatnot. Are there no microtransactions? And I mean like real microtransactions, not Cliff Bleszinski bullshit ones. But like real stuff.
Crystal Northwest Studio, and everyone at Square Enix.
And see, that's why I like the idea of Square Enix doing them, is because they're one of the few studios that doesn't do all that bullshit. At least as far as I know.
Gameplay demo in our booth that will show you more of the core campaign, its original story, and our superheroes in action.
So, Marvel's Avengers will release worldwide on PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC. We got you covered.
So at least it's going to be November.
I'm excited to be partnering with PlayStation to bring some awesome surprises to the PlayStation audience.
That's Spider-Man. They have to partner with PlayStation to get Spider-Man.
Early beta access and unique benefits that we'll be revealing in the future.
Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. Oh, it's...
But before we go, we have one final glimpse into our world, including when you'll get to play this game.
It's going to be, at earliest, it's going to be November, but it's not going to be until next year.
Thank you, true believers.
It's not going to be until next year. I've been around the block enough times. E3 this year is very 2020.
Come on, Tony, live a little.
I was like, that's Hank Pym.
Unbelievable. It worked.
It's sort of cute when they're small.
Didn't doubt you for a second, Hank.
So we know we're getting more heroes. Right now they're just showing those 4. May 15th. Okay. God, I'm gonna have to get a PS4 by May 15th. Or, I guess, an Xbone. Ugh. Yeah, no, that makes... I mean, that puts us... Final Fantasy in March, Cyberpunk in April, and then that in May. That's a lot. And that's it. That's it. God, there was a lot of stuff. Pause on that for me. So yeah, that was Square Enix's show. The Final Fantasy VII Remake, it looks fine. Looks fine. I still am doubtful about it. It definitely sold me a little more on it this time. That was good. There were a few good games in there. I like Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's cool to see Dragon Quest 8 Remake or whatever. I wish we had gotten Secret of Mana. I've never played Secret of Mana, but that would have been cool. Dying Light, I did not know was Square Enix, but hey, they're doing it, so cool. And Avengers, it looked... I wish we had seen... I wish we had seen more. Did we get gameplay? Really? It didn't really feel like we got gameplay. I wish we had gotten gameplay. That's kind of my one hang up right now with that. But other than that, Avengers looked good, man. This was a very RPG focused thing, which that's what Square Enix is known for. They're the big RPG guys. So it makes sense we saw all of that here. I thought it was okay. It was okay. I think maybe it's just because I don't like RPGs. There's Xenoblade, and that's about it. Do I actually... Is it gonna be on top? Where is it? Right there. I like Xenoblade. This is 2. This is the one I have on top right here. The other ones are in boxes over there. Yeah. Other side. Boxes. Over there. But, I like Xenoblade, and I like Dragon Quest 9, and there's a few others. Pokemon, but duh. But, so this being a very heavily RPG-focused one kind of loses me a little bit, just because I don't really care about RPGs too much. Maybe I should check out... Life is Strange 2 was cool. There's a bunch of stuff that I know nothing about that people clearly care about. Last Remnant, like I said, Final Fantasy VIII. There were those two games that I'd never heard of, Crystal Chronicles. There's a bunch of stuff in there that I don't personally care about. You know what I will admit? For all of the big games we're seeing that are coming out next year, like the 3 I just named, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy, Avengers, and there was one other in, Life is Strange, or not Life is Strange, I mean, Watch Dogs. We got release dates for all of those games, didn't we? Because Watch Dogs is February, isn't it? Was Watch Dogs Legions February? I should see if I can find that real quick. But yeah, no, it's good that we're getting release dates for all of these different games. That's actually that's a good thing. I mean, yes, it's all 2020, but luckily it's early 2020, which which I think is a lot better. Like, if they push it off too late, I think that's going to be annoying, but I feel like doing it early enough is a good thing. Okay, according to is Watch Dogs... Okay, it's March. It's 3 days after the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay. So yeah, all this stuff, at least like all this stuff like that they know people want and that isn't coming out this year, at least we have a release date, and at least it is all early next year. So the question is, whoever puts a game out right now, November and whatnot, feels very open. Like, I wonder if it wasn't for PlayStation canceling everything, I would, if PlayStation was showing something, even just doing a state of play and not having any show presence and whatnot, I would assume that Last of Us 2. If Last of Us 2 wanted to come out in November or October, it would be very open, because a lot of big games are coming out in that February to May release date. Like, that's taking up a lot of space. So I feel like there's a lot of prime candidate, and I know Nintendo's going to put a lot of stuff out, but I'm every other company. Yeah. But yeah, so I thought Square Enix's conference was okay. Basically about the same thing. Maybe, I'd argue it was probably a little better than than Bethesda's, even if Bethesda's had a few more things I cared about. Specifically, like Deathloop and whatnot. Like, I'd argue it's a little better. This is probably a little better than Ubisoft's as well. Right now, Microsoft is still technically at the top, even though I don't think Microsoft is perfect by any means. Again, a lot of CGI, like cutscene trailers, in-engine footage, but very little gameplay. That's what I did like about Ubisoft. Ubisoft did give us a good chunk of gameplay, except for their last game, Gods and Monsters, which they didn't give us anything of, but you can already pre-order, and it is coming for Switch. So that's actually cool. God and Monsters coming for Switch. There was a bunch of stuff here on Switch. Yeah. But yeah, that wraps up day 2. I did not stream it, but I did watch the Kinda Funny Games showcase. There were a lot of games on the 60 games. If you're at all interested in indie games, the Kinda Funny Games showcase is worth your time. Like, there were a lot of good things in the Kinda Funny Games showcase. As someone who likes indie games and basically survived on indie games from like 2012 to 2016, that was more, not all I played, but like that was like 60%, 70% of what I played. The Kinda Funny Games showcase was exactly what I wanted. Tons of great stuff. Highly recommend it. Great show. Hope they do it again next year. I really do. It was a great place for indie games. I didn't talk about it, but I'll talk about it again when I do the E3 wrap-up on Splat and Chat on Friday night. I'll talk about the Kinda Funny Game showcase there and the few games I liked. But yeah, no, it was pretty... Day 2 was okay. I don't think any of the shows were great or like spectacular. There were a few great moments. Avengers and Watchdog Legions come to mind. But yeah, no, it was a solid day overall. Was it better than yesterday? Was it worse than yesterday? I mean, Bethesda was low, but Microsoft's was kind of high-ish. And so that kind of balances out, and I feel like there were 2 okay shows today. So I'd argue they were about the same, maybe because of Keanu. I think the only thing that's putting day 1 above day 2 is Keanu Reeves. Oh, and what's her name? The one from Ghostwire. Right, those 2. All we had today was a Bam Bam the dog, and that's not near. I mean, it's good, but it's not nearly as good. Funny. Tomorrow, the actual show floor opens tomorrow, so we'll be getting gameplay and stuff and all that. But it's also Nintendo's conference at, I want to say 8 in the morning. It's super early. It's a 40-minute conference. We'll hopefully see tons of stuff. Animal Crossing is what I want. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. That's super freaking early. But yeah, no, I'll see you then. That's definitely gonna be a thing. God, I please don't let Animal Crossing be delayed. Please don't. But no, I think hopefully Nintendo's in a good position to smash it out of the park and take E3 this year. They really are. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, with all this being said, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.